Okay. Oh, probably turn this down a tad. Just a tad. Just a tad. Just a touch. Hello, everyone. I had a thought. I was like, man, hope I have enough energy for this. And I was like, wait a second. Hey, wait a second. That might be a good thing. Because I ran out of coffee today. When I say I ran out of coffee today, I mean I ran out of coffee and need to go get more. Like, yesterday. I didn't have any coffee today, so instead I drank a lot of tea. I drank a lot of tea, which is probably somewhat better for me. And I have not really had that much caffeine today, which is a big thing for me. So maybe I'll actually be if I'm tired now, that means I'm probably actually going to be tired for sleep, and maybe sleep will be more sleep. That's what the hope is. That's what the hope is, which is a shame because also I like coffee. It. But either way, welcome to the stream, everyone. I'm your host, Isaac MCCanary. If you're wondering, it's wait a second. It's Wednesday. Why are we here? I thought this was animation. Well, I mean, I think here's where my thought process is. I had one of two options. I either work on the mothership game now and then I do a different stream on Saturday, or I did that stream today and continued on. And I think this works better, just because can, if I could space it correctly, I think I'll have two more drawing streams before October for for mothership, which will be super important for me. I want to make sure I got like as much prepared as I can. I want to make sure I got as much prepared as I could before October happened. Um, which means I've got a couple more things in store in mind that I want to like work on. One thing I want to flesh out a little bit more, maybe. Like there's stuff to be done. There's definitely stuff to be done. Um, so starting off, we're gonna start with one of these. I'm gonna look up. Get me our good ringy boy. Get me that good ringus boy. Give me that good round individual. We are gonna start off with something. We're gonna start off with something. Might give away its location, but I had to do it eventually anyway, so. First off, we're gonna go with this way. See, I want. Hmm. I either want Horizon this way. We do Horizon that way, then I want rings this way. I want rings this way. Hold on. Thing is that honestly, looking at it, it's kind of a weird planet. Looking at it, it's a weird planet. I never knew how weird it was. We did have Session Zero, which was a good time. I'm really glad we had Session Zero. It went really it went better even than I expected it to. It was a great time. I had a lot of fun with my friends for Session Zero, and now all that's left is to play the damn game. We're ready and we're set to go. I got pretty much everything I need up till the name of the game itself, so here's hoping. Here's hoping it goes as planned, you know? That's where I'm at right now, is I just want it to go smoothly. I don't like that. Really. Yeah, I know what I want to do with that. And then here's what we're gonna do. Just gonna darken this up. Oh, quite. I really want to make it feel, yeah. Well, you gotta be careful though. Don't want this to. I don't want this to like to drown everything out. Thing. There we go. I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. Like that. I want to use the eraser really lightly here. Kind of reintroduce that ring. That way it's there, not overpowering it. Kind of like that. The tough part is that ring actually is big. That ring is thick. The thing about the ring is that it's actually quite thick. That kind of like that. What? Yeah, 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 something like that. Essentially, I want you to be able to tell what planet this is. I want you to be able to tell what planet this is. Should be able to tell what planet it is just based on this. The reason why that'll be important is because it is partly where this is taking place. There's going to be two things in this picture that are going to be important. There's going to be two things that are important in this picture, and it's going to be the part that informs you where you are, and the part that informs you where you're headed. Those are the two most important things that I want to establish with this. Ooh, I like that. I like that effect, though. That looks real good. Just gotta keep adding banding. Should be pretty obvious by now where this is. Should be pretty obvious now, but that's why I kind of did it this way, right? Should be obvious by now, though. It's probably, if I think about it, like it's one of my favorite planets in the solar system. Because the more I think about it, the more I'm like, wow, what a weird ass place. Though most gas giants I find pretty fascinating on the whole, just for being gas giants. I think gas giants are one of those things that they're one of those things that I sometimes forget exist, if that makes sense. Especially when it comes to Saturn. Saturn is particularly special. That ring is bizarre. I I honestly am like, I'm not an astrologist. It's actually not my main forte. Space is that the kind of place that I like because it's weird and scary. I don't actually really know that much about it. There, we're gonna do that. And I want foreground here. Say going other direction. But I want to make it its own layer in case I want to rescale it because I don't know how big. I want it big enough that you can tell what it is, but I don't want it to. I want it to like really feel small. I really want. We do more like this. Yeah, I do have it be more like that. Yeah, I think we do actually have it be more like that. Yeah, I have this. Eh, We have that kind of shape going for it. Got 35 there. Gotta make it look like a big top. why I kind of like being able to do stuff like this. It's a little bit more stylized, and I have a little bit more freedom, and it helps keep it a little bit more ambiguous. Shouldn't be that much. Shouldn't be that much. This should stick out maybe a little bit that way. I have to start using eraser here in a minute. What I want is for it to have a little bit of negative space. Yeah, I really want to give it the feeling that it's here, but not. I really want that sense of scale. I really, really want that sense of scale that you would get with it. Be like, oh, it's much smaller, is what I'm going for. Kind of like take a couple of marks out of it so that way it looks like something there. And I actually need to merge it down. That way I can start doing this. Start working into the background a little bit. Should, oh yeah, I like that. I actually like that quite a bit. Like that. Little bit at a time. I want it to feel, yeah, scale wise, much, much smaller. Make those, the Saturn's rings are interesting because they're like a little unknowable, I feel like. I feel like it is. Add a little bit of that atmosphere there. We had a great session 0 though. I'm like I'm really excited and I really really want to talk about session 0, but I can't. If anything, we can't really talk about anything regarding session 0 until after the game has finally started. Then I could be like, so this is what happened in session 0, guys. It was a little buck wild. It made for some it was fun. It made for some good like setting establishment. We had a lot of fun. My friends enjoyed how I ended up handling elements of the character creation because one of the things about Mothership, at least based on what we've done and what where I was like starting from, Mothership doesn't necessarily have. It has some things to help with character creation for characterizing your character, but it doesn't really do anything um, explicitly to like help you kind of flesh out your character. Which is nothing wrong with that. It's just something that I really appreciate in the game. So I ended up going about and kind of making making some options to be able to have my players like be able to discuss and figure out like where they actually sit in the or in the setting and everything. And being able to do that, it one made for a really good experience. I just like being able to sit down and be able to hash out characters that way. That's something that I feel like me and my friends really enjoy doing. And on top of that, I feel like they were really surprised and satisfied with how I went about doing it because the way that I ended up going about doing character creation is I thematically speaking kind of based it on uh the setting a little bit, and I just asked them questions. I asked them questions that would feel like what would be questions that you would get as like an icebreaker when you're like learning about like your coworkers and stuff essentially. Not to say they all were like that, but like that was the vibe I was going for, to be like what are like weirdly personal questions that you could ask that are also impersonal at the same time to be able to give my players a chance to like kind of sit and process and figure out how to like really process a character even if it is just potentially even if potentially they're going to not to really live very long. That is always something that I have to consider. That the game is by design incentivizing both the GM and the players to be flirting with death a little bit. So there's a high chance that every single one of these characters could die. But I also like making characters. I really like being able to make characters as characters. So I wanted to give my players a chance to like actually really sit down and play in the space and try to figure out like no like this is even if this is potentially a red shirt who's gonna die, that red shirt has lived their life up to this point, might as well give them some backs, some resemblance that they've lived a life, like that's something that I really like wanted would like was interested in going into this. Is it's like yeah, I get that a big focus of it is like yeah, space is dangerous and scary, you probably won't survive, but I still think that I come in it from the standpoint that if PC death is on the table, that still needs to for that to still have teeth. I feel like on some level everyone should still care about the characters. Like you should still feel invested in like a character, right? Like you should be a person, a human being, a personality. It's just unfortunate that you are in a setting that you probably won't survive, but still a goddamn human being. Um I cannot avoid the bottom of my screen today. I'm gonna be pinging that a lot. I can't help it. It's how I do most of my coloring. Big long stroke. Big long stroke. Big long stroke. But it went great. They really enjoyed it. I've since been able to go back and reflesh out a couple more things with their characters. So I feel like they're set and ready to go. Yeah, like that. Space. Good old space vibes. Really make sure to sell on that feeling that it is very space isolation. You're very like there is not much. Even when you're this close to something, you're like, that's all there really is. Close to this planet and place is like, okay. At least that's an object. White highlight there. Here. I just like rings. I like rings. I want rings on. It's ring world next to a ringed world. It's ring worlds all the way down. It does continue to remind me that I should probably read Ring World. It's not a ring world, it's a space station. It's specifically a space station that uses centrifuge. Well, is it centrifugal? Would it be centrifugal? I think centrifuge is when spinning and gravity go in, but this is spinning and gravity go this and force go out. Is that centrifuge? Centrifuge. Centrifuge. Any device that applies a sustained centrifugal force. That's not helpful due to rotation. I think that's spinning and forces thrown outward, which is the idea that I'm going for. Apparently we use it for a bunch of shit. Oh my god, they've got the math. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is when force is extended outward through rotation. Yeah. Which is the idea I'm going for. It's artificial gravity through centrifuge. So the rotation of the station is what allows it to have gravity. Trying to decide now. I might. Yeah, I think the center pylon is actually a big rotating spindle. A big top. It's like a big top. I like this. I did it. I don't know why like I said, I don't know what I've been on, but this kind of stuff I've been like quick on. I've been quick to start it and get it done. Like this was only 40 minutes in, so that's very promising because there's a couple things I want to do. There's definitely a character design I want to try to approach. Um, Trying to think how I want to approach their character design because I don't want to just copy, but I do want to try a design. I'm trying to figure out how I want to approach it. I think I have an idea. I have an idea. Um, let's that's done. This came out great. Actually 10 out of 10. Absolutely incredible. This was perfect. Done already. I feel like there's not much more I can do with this. That's what's so weird about these like just like space diorama pictures. I can just put them down so quickly. Just kind of like some textures. They're textures, and that's it. And then I have a subject, and the subject is small and obscured. I do think I need to make the ring a little bit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't even know how I did it that way. Bigger. I swear. It's impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible. I don't know how it keeps on migrating the mouse down there, even though I'm not anywhere close. Like, it makes sense there. I understand why it happened there. It's the other spots. So ah, I'm just gonna ignore it. I'm not. I want to. Yes. Yes. I think. Again, it gives it a sense of scale, I feel like, if I could do it correctly. If you can get the feeling that, like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I like that. Them bacon rings. Get them bacon rings. This is something I'm not 100% sure if I want to do. Yeah, yeah, I think that just adds a little bit more texture. Yeah, I like that quite a bit. Again, the idea being like, there it is. It should now be. It should. It should give it some scale on, like, if anything, it's probably needs to be. This is the problem. Is like, this gives the feeling that it's pretty far in orbit. I think I actually need this to be a little bit more. I need this wider. Saturn is fucking big. Saturn is fucking big. I need to make it feel big. Just gotta smudge, smudge, smudge out, smudge, smudge, smudge out. Pattern gotta feel big though. Gotta feel big though. Means that this ring still has to continue. Like that. Then I just gotta remove a little bit. And help blend it. This is the pain of me not being decisive enough to make this the size and shape I wanted on the first go, so I have to do a little bit more adjustment. Do what I Hey, that's part of the effort. I'm gonna try erasing back a little bit. A little bit at it. If I do that, I'm going to not do what I wanted. No, I have to do it that way. I never thought I would have this much fun drawing a planet, honestly. It's not, again, it's like so different than my like discipline, I would say. I just was not expecting to really take off with this stuff. Like sure, I always had an interest in it, but not in a way that like ever made me feel like, "Oh, I could do this." Well, are I just a fool? Wasn't I just a fool? Turns out I could this entire time. That said, I am struggling a little bit on how to get that being exactly. Saturn's big. Hard. Saturn's big. Saturn is a big planet. I want it to feel big. Think? It is kind of incredible. Like looking at it, it's like hard to imagine really how it even is what it is because it's like, sure, when I look at Saturn, I'm like, yeah, I know that exists, and I like think about it and really fathom it, and I'm like, wait a second, it just has a big loopy thing going around it, huh? It's just got a ring of bullshit around it. How the hell does that work? It's neat. It's like cool. It's like something that there's like a series of things that I sometimes forget exist, and I'm like, man, I forgot this existed. One of them is Saturn. Saturn is such a weird thing. Ah, it's gonna keep bugging me. I like really like to do like big, long, sweeping strokes, and for some reason, I'm just hitting the bottom of the screen. I still have not been able to find a way. I know a way to bound the bottom of the screen, and I'm like maybe, but I didn't want it to interfere with anything. Cause like I still access the ruler and shit. I do find it a little bit obnoxious. I find it a little bit obnoxious. Hey slime, space, space. Welcome to space. We had session 0. It went really well. We're all set and ready to caboodle. It's happening. We'll be doing it October 3rd. I'll be going out to Atlanta trip. Then once that's done, I'll come back, probably get some stuff ready, and then that Friday is gonna be session 1. And I can finally decide I can finally find out I could be good at GMing. Now actually I am really looking forward to it because um like it feels like my players are super excited and super stoked, which is always good. They're super into what we're gonna do. And then also, like Sean said this and it felt really good to hear, is that like our group dynamic and our group GMing has like really improved, like really been unprecedented recently. We've been hitting some real shit, and they really enjoyed what I did for session 0, and that's a session 0. Session 0 is when you're just bullshitting and getting things ready, and they were like, "This was a good time," and I was like, "Fuck yes, I did it good." I need to take that. I need to keep the confidence to be like, I'm doing it right. I'm doing it right. I'm doing it right. That's the biggest thing I gotta remind myself is like, I am gonna do it correct. But it went well. It went really well. I gotta ignore it, but I can't. It bugs me when it does that. think I just about got as much of it. I think so. As long as it looks like rings, happy. That's really what I'm concerned with. As long as it looks like Saturn. I'm happy. As long as it looks like a space station right next to Saturn, I'm happy. I feel like the rings I was struggling a little bit with, but like I said, I am. Ugh. Do you have any thoughts of doing a write up of your game between sessions? I think I know what you mean. The big thing is this is session 0 anyways. My intent now, I know a lot of live play uh will like share their session 0, but I was just like I just want it to be able to get our characters ready and prepared and get everybody on the same board and get everything set up so that way we can just go and we can go. So I probably won't for session 0 because session 1 will be the first experience with the game, but after that, yeah, probably. I have some ideas on like in between session stuff that I'm gonna do actually, uh, including like utilizing the game to generate audio logs. Uh, yeah, exactly. And even as far as meta sessions go, like my players told me that they had a lot of fun with it because they seem to really be enjoying the kind of like presentation of the session 0 because a part of the presentation of session 0 for me was also getting them in the mindset of the setting, so it was very like it was structured in a specific way and it had certain things about it that really reflected the kind of like setting tone, if that makes sense, without getting too into the weeds of what is going to be in the game. This is a space sci-fi, of course. Very and Mothership very much is pulling off of Alien and Aliens and The Thing and a lot of stuff like that. And they do encourage like a sort of like kind of corporatism in the game that gives it that like that corporate ick. They encourage that, and definitely my setting has that. My setting definitely has that. Um, so I kind of leaned into that, and there were parts of it that I really intentionally, unintentionally, really tried to make it feel like, you know, they feel like they're kind of like they're like day one of a job that they picked up is what I was going for. Is they felt like they were on like they were in like the orientation of a job. And I didn't go like balls to the wall with it. It was just kind of the general vibe I gave it. And they seemed to really actually enjoy that, to really get in the mindset and the mood of what the game will kind of be like. Again, a big focus of it is that, their characters are being sent out on a job that they were hired for, that even though they know that it's like probably going to be a particularly dangerous job, it still feels like that kind of like corporate, like, you were hired to do this, we hired you to do this, so we trust that you'll be able to do it. And we gave you everything that you're gonna need, though. That's gonna be a fun, guys. We're gonna have a fun bit with Sean. Oh, hydrate bot. Sean's gonna have a fun bit to talk about because he immediately ran into the corporate nightmare hellscape of his character. Like, he started his character with a certain thing in mind until he got to equipment, and then his equipment made him go, "This is just not the job I've created my character to do." and he leaned into it, and now he's just been hired to do the wrong job because he barely fits the his character barely fits the credentials. It's great. It's the kind of shit I love. So, well, and they liked there's a system that I came up with that I thought was a fun like joke. It was a good joke where are their jobs are unique. Their jobs are unique is what you need to know because they don't just have one job. And I kind of went leaned into that like feeling of like, oh, they don't have one job because corporate corporate budget cuts. They want to try to like save on but or they want to try to save on manpower, so they have people do as many different jobs as they can. And in doing so, I really tried to give it that yuckiness of like, oh, they're just doing this because they don't want two people to do. They don't want to hire more people to do more jobs, so they have them doing all these different jobs. And I had it set up in such a way that they could only choose one job designation. Now it's not mechanical; it's purely character. It's just for character uh, fleshing out. They each had a job designation, and they could only choose one, and they had to take the other ones at random. And boy, Sean leaned into it to the 11th degree because me and my players, we when we feel it, we will sabotage a character because it is more entertaining and because it fits. Uh huh. This guy's a pain in the neck for a corporation. Let's send him somewhere he probably won't come back from. Compensation payout is cheaper than keeping him on a payroll. Exactly. Like that's the kind of vibe that the setting is giving. Is like there's a couple elements of like of general spookiness and general fear that are going to be explored anyways. I don't think they need to be front and center. They can just be there, much like Alien, just to be like, oh, this is a nightmare. Um, I definitely want that element, the kind of like corporate stuff. I don't think I want it to be like the focus. I want it to be a foil. I want it to be a thing that causes problems. I want it to be a thing that is there to be like, wow, this sucks. This sucks. This sucks. Like I don't want it to be I don't want to explore it because I want it to be there to be antagonistic to the players and to be antagonistic to the setting. I want it to be there to be a problem that the players characters have learned to live with, as we all have. And I won't go into that. Um, but I definitely want it to be like it's not so much that the kind of like corporate element of the game is there to be like let's talk about how all this is bad and is more to be like more dystopic, right? It's just there to be like when it gets this big, it's just like it's ballooned to a point that it's become kind of like an eldritch horror. Corporations have become an eldritch horror in the setting in a certain sense, right? Like they're so big that it's hard to fathom what they are or what they do or how they operate or who runs them anymore or if anybody runs them anymore, right? Like they're just entities. They're these incredibly large entities. And I'm sorry. Surprise. I actually didn't see the warning. I was like, I feel like that's coming up any minute, and then I missed it. I'm sorry. Don't leave, slime. I'm sorry. I need to add the I see some people have a chat notification to let people know. I should probably do one of those. I hope I can do it through Nightbot. I hope Nightbot can do it. I hope Nightbot can do it. Because, yeah, you guys should know when that's going to happen. Listen, I don't like it either. I really don't. That said, it does help. But yeah, I think that the game, pretty much everything I need for it is like set and ready to go, no matter what. Like it's looking like it's pretty much ready to take off. Like I'm super excited and stoked for it because it's very, very close. Oh God, sorry. Ugh, sorry. Sometimes 3 minutes is so much time. 3 minutes is so much time. Why I gotta do 3 minutes? Thanks, Twitch. Twitch, you don't even time it correctly anymore. Wow, they're gonna cut into 30 seconds. My no pre-roll time. Blech. Honestly, the whole thing is scuffed. I've been trying to get it to run at the beginning so that way there's no pre-roll ads for the first hour. And I still think that causes problems, and I think Twitch gets mad about it too. I think Twitch gets mad about it too. They don't like it. They don't like it. I don't like it. I need to figure out how I feel about it at this point. I'm just mad that I can't turn them off anymore. Honestly, I'm like at the point that I'm like, because that's the thing, right? I feel like all it does is make it harder. All it does is make some of this really much harder because it means you run into situations like this. And welcome back, everybody who's still here. Where it's like, I'm not at a size where ads are going to be helpful. Thanks, guys. I've always kind of like disliked that because I'm like, I want to be able to, you know, I don't know. I don't know. It's a tough situation, certainly. Slime, if you're still there, I'm sorry. Didn't see him. Would have warned, but I also have been pretty bad about that, which means I need to make an auto notification. I need to make an auto notification. Oh, nothing. I don't know. I was worried. I was worried, I guess. I don't know. I thought that the ad scared you away. 'Cause I live in a nightmare. Hey, that corporatism I was talking about. I think I'm good on this, though. I think I'm good on this, though. I don't think I need to do much more. I think I've got it all pretty much worked out. Ah, gotcha. I definitely am going to be exploring a lot of different topics with this setting. That's going to be, without a doubt, like something that I want to be an element of the game is being able to explore a lot of different things. Um, and for this, like the whole corporate shenanigans is definitely there to just be like is there to cause problems and friction. It's definitely there to be antagonistic. Because it kind of feels that way to me, right? That things have been getting that big when it comes to the whole corporation thing. How do I want to handle this? I'll admit, actually running on using all of my energy. Mainly, the reason why bring that up is I ended up actually going through all my coffee finally. Finally, I think it's a good thing. And I didn't have coffee, and I was like, I should get coffee on the way home. But I was like, no, you should try not doing that because I feel like I've been drinking. I feel like I drink so much coffee that um it's probably part of the reason why I have some insomnia is just how much caffeine and coffee I consume on on a day-to-day basis, and I think everybody probably feels that to some extent. What we're designing is what this settings androids are going to be like. I have some ideas on how to do that. Trying to decide how robot-y I want the robots to be. Um, do like me a very human-shaped robot, so trying to decide how much. Do I want to do my classic? I might. I might. Could, at least to like kind of differentiate them. And always like giving things like this. We'll try this first, and if I don't like it, we'll do something else. We'll do something else. Do it. I'll probably bust open Mothership every now and then and be like, oh yeah, I should add that. Because right now, I am doing this because there are oh, there are androids in the setting. I will say, wolf, goddamn tired. Woof. I can make it. Oh man, I can really feel the lack of caffeine in my system now. Oh boy, I can feel that. Oh boy, I can feel that. Really pushing up against it, but caffeine is a bad. Caffeine is bad. I finally learned. I finally realized I'm like I probably shouldn't drink so much of it. This has come from somebody who does otherwise. I'm like I really. like and kind of need caffeine. I'm like just hitting that wall and I'm just like, oh God. Gotta love that caffeine dependence. Hmm. Just trying to decide how I want to. Like that. Like that. I definitely want him to be in appearance. I want them to be robotic. But I have things that I want to implement where one of the major threats originally I was like, I don't know how an android would interact with this because actually I was like under the presumption that I was like, this is not going to really interact with a non-organic entity. Then I had an epiphany as we listen to this music right now. I have options for I can do me some could definitely do a I could definitely do a more organic. I could do a more organic robot person. I have some ideas on how that would work. Still be wearing still be wearing the space. I will say, boy, you probably can feel it. I don't know what it, or maybe you can't. Maybe you can't tell at all. You can't tell. Let me know, because I feel like I probably am like, wow, I probably look like I'm barely awake. I'm really fighting for that second wind. Classic robot line. I definitely like my androids jointy. I like them jointy, like joints. I don't know why I like joints, but I like joints. I like them to have sections. I don't know why I like them to have sections, but I do. Machi machi. Something like that. Something like this. This could also be something that I'm gonna do sketches for today, and then I can always shelf this and be like, like I said, I have no idea what's going on. I feel like I'm here. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. I got my Saturn. I got my big important. I got this done. This is what I had the energy for. At least I caught it this time instead of trying to fight uphill for an hour and being like, I don't like it. It's difficult. I feel like that's something that I have a hard time with sometimes. Is feeling like I gotta work on this thing, and then I'm like, ugh. It was all you, yeah. All the gas was on the gas giant. You're right. Shit. Ah, they're absolutely correct. I mean, I'm doing fine. I think I'm doing fine. Something. Need more space. I'm gonna trying some stuff with perspective, but I don't know what I want to do next. I'm kind of like I knew I wanted to do that gas giant, and then I was like, oh fuck, what do I want to do? Ah shit, what's next? This is the hard part. It's like when you hit that point, you're just like, you decide. The one who can't decide. Weird. That was weird. It's a shame. I was like, I'll do this tonight. I need to work on it anyways. And now I'm like, oh God. That. I should be able to. That. Mainly just want a little bit more idea what it looks like to wear one of these suits. There we go. Have yourself a clipboard, sir. Like I said, I'm just kind of wanting to have some fun anyways to like give a sense of like what it's like to be in this setting too, right? Because part of what I want, I kind of like dived into immediately is this feeling that like it's very used future. It's very much like it can be dystopic, but like it's one of them situations where it's like everybody's kind of like this sucks, and they got used to it. That's an element of the setting that's why I'm like the corporate stuff is really just there to cause problems, but in a certain sense, people have adapted and gotten used to it. It's just the way things are. People still like find a way to live life even in kind of like otherwise horrible conditions. Um, like I want that to be like a part of the setting. I know what I want to do now. Oh, I know what I wanted to do now. Shit, I'm just gonna take this now. We're gonna do some weird life drawing, is what I'm gonna do. Every time. Every time. Want it to be on its own layer. Just want it to be on its own layer. And between Alien and Signalis, I'm now gonna have to figure out my own version of this. And the Moonlight Sonata? Fuck. I don't know any symphonies. I did at one point, actually. I feel like symphonies was something that I kind of knew at one point, and I just haven't thought about it in a really long time. Like if I sat down and was like, what is this symphony I could use for this game? I could probably find one, but it'd be difficult. Symphony of the Night. I know you're probably not trying to make like a pun or a joke there. I just yeah. Jackson would have appreciated that joke. I appreciated that joke. Yeah, we have a full playthrough of it actually. One of these days, we had one. I have to repost it onto Facebook, onto YouTube one of these days. I was getting progress on that, and then I feel like I took on more work, and I'm just like completely swamp-a-fucked all the time now. And I mean, I was swamp-a-fucked before, and now I'm really swamp-a-fucked now. Just feels like I'm always working. I know what this. This will be a character who is actually in the game. Maybe I will give them money based on the way that I drew this. This is my thing. Sometimes I'll start one thing and I'll be like, it ain't working. I just gotta do something else. And that's something that I have to catch myself on when it happens. Is like if I'm just not in the headspace for whatever reason, or if it's not working, I gotta do something else. I gotta switch gears. Gotta try something else. It's the way that you find what works. Otherwise, you're just gonna get stuck and be like, it's not working. That doesn't help. This definitely feels like actually. I don't know. Like I said, sometimes more my goal with drawing for Mothership is less to like draw and more to just like be able to draw anything functional, and instead to draw just like semi concepty, semi just promo-y functional art that I'll probably use. I can still use it, but most of it is not. Most of it is just to like get something on the page to be able to be like thought jogging stuff. Is that right? That mostly right. Yes, it actually. I don't know why something about this person says glasses to me. Something about this person says glasses to me. What is that? What is that look for, huh? Why are you giving me the Etsuba look? What did I do? No, you're good. I like that. I like this being kind of sketchy too. Gotta try to figure out how to get that leg in there. Oh, gotta figure out how to get that leg in there. Uh-huh. Oh, you're good. Sometimes it's just how it goes, too. I appreciate it. Again, there's this weird sense that, like, everything might be a nightmare, but the kind of, like, intent that I'm going for is that, like, people still live in this setting. They actually do. At least they try to. Comfortable is relative in this setting, but it doesn't mean that it's impossible. People still try to be people, believe it or not. Want that to be kind of an element of the setting, and the like whole corporate stuff is like, even in spite of that, people are still trying to live and be people. I want there to be like this kind of like reflect, because like so much of it is a focus on survival and survival horror, that survival comes in a lot of different forms, right? And this is just one form of survival to kind of work in thematically to everything else that the players are going to be handling. I just like this as a still life now. This is just a fun still life I've started drawing, and I'm gonna stick with it. Better. I don't know why. Something about this is screaming glasses. Something about the way that she's like sitting and everything just says glasses to me. Like that. Yeah. Drawing's hard. Drawing's hard. You're not drawing's hard. Drawing is difficult, and it takes a lot of energy and time. It takes a lot of brain power sometimes to be able to do it. No, believe it or not, not easy. Something like that. Out, going this way, just going out. That. Which, speaking of games, if you have not played Signalis, very, very highly recommend. Where this music is coming from is the Signalis soundtrack. It's also, God, I've been using it as reference for music. I can't make all the music. I'm whack. But I will be utilizing music from various different things. And I have been will be using some of the Signalis soundtrack because it's really good. And god damn though. God damn though. Signalis has so many. I didn't know Signalis had so many songs actually. It's just straight up something I didn't know. When did Signalis when did they add so many songs to the game? I swear they didn't have that many. Didn't know that. It's got a lot of music. I really didn't know how much music it had until I looked at its full its full score, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's so many." And it's all like really, really good. This is much better. That's beans and butts. How long have you guys not heard me? I hate it. I wonder how long you haven't heard me. Usually, honestly, that happens like right when like my microphone got jostled, unplugged because I have bad. Mic was on the whole time. Okay, thank God. Except for right then and there when it broke. Okay, good. Whew. At least I'm getting better at that, but still, it's a nightmare. It scares me. It scares me. And it happens. It's something I've been dealing with for a long, long, long ass time, so it's not like I'm like, oh no. Ah, geez, that thing that I've been dealing with happened? Fucking hey. The cord on it is particularly loose on the microphone. The cord is not doing so hot. Is really what it is. How to get this? I don't want it to be like super long neck, but I do want it to be a little bit on there. There we go. Fun fact, I've replaced the cord and the cord immediately was loose. I need to find a better, like I need to find a cord that actually will work cuz it does use like a printer cord. But it like the original cord wore out somehow. Where it wouldn't want to stay in, and the replacement cord I got just doesn't fit it tight enough. It just doesn't fit it tightly, which is super frustrating. Just like, cool, thanks, thanks, thank you, Dad. I didn't think I was gonna have this much fun with this character design, but here she is. She looks great. I really like her. I really like how she came out. She looks really good, actually. She looks really, really good, actually. I really like that haircut. I've never done a haircut like that. Maybe it's maybe the housing is that's the issue. No, I actually did determine it was the cord because I took it over to Sean, who also has a blue snowball, and tried the cord on his, and it was loose for his blue snowball as well. It's the cord. I'm like, God damn it. Because he had like his original cord, where he had a cord that did fit his blue snowball like more snugly. So like it's column A, column B. It's partly the housing's fault for being so weirdly loose for a printer USB, but then also flip side, it's apparently also the cord's fault because what the fuck? Why would it not? It's literally called USB. Why would it not? Why would it not? Why is it not? Truly the question. It should. Truly should. Donut. Kind of have some fun with that. Give it a little bit more placement. Boy, what could this character be? I wonder. I wonder. Wonder what they do. She's not important. They're not important. Like I said, this was just kind of a fun life. This is just a fun life study now. I'm just like, fuck it. Screw it. Some practice. Sometimes that's what you need. Sometimes you just gotta do what you need. Have to draw the bottom of boot. But do I have the mental processing power to draw boot? Well, see, that's the funny thing is she definitely should feel like that. I might. Here's what we're gonna do. Pop a collar. Now, I'm gonna say. Oops. Give her something a little bit more. Go on. Up the collar of this a little bit. So I want her to be more relaxed. Saying like if this is like a lounge of kinds. Ah, yes, the standing cube. The sitting cube. One of them sitting cubes, you know? A little bit taller. Maybe I make it a table. Maybe I do make it a table. I was like, I don't want to make a table, and I was like, maybe I do want to make a table. Yeah, I guess I do want to make it a table. Guess it's the table now. Guess I gotta make a table now. Oopsie. I didn't want to make a table until I was like, maybe I make it a table. What? Here. A bucket. No. Like that. A couple of those. See if I can do this right. You know what? Get the bad shit. Let's get the bad shit. Give me that maker's mark. Actually, don't. No. Bottle's kind of shaped like that. This is future space whiskey. It's been aged for at least 500 years. I don't actually know. Something like that. And I want a label here. This feels like a whiskey bottle. Does this feel like a whiskey bottle? This feels like a whiskey bottle. The space whiskey. It can be however I want. It's a fancy shape. Perfect. Yeah, I like that. I like this. Something I've kind of like really enjoyed getting into a lot is like this idea that a lot of the images that I'm like kind of sharing and showcasing are more like photographs. I really like this idea that you get this sense that you're not getting a picture. You're getting like almost still life sketches that also are photographs is what I've been really enjoying doing. Actually, I need that. And fill the whole space, which means I gotta use my hand up and down all the way. I like that. Kind of need to do some stuff here with her head. Still got a little bit of weird shape. I think the neck just a little bit too thick. This is there. More like that. Need this. That. I'm going to have like a bun thing. I'm gonna have a bunion. Something like that. I really like that design. This design came out really, really good. Onion, don't tell me about onion rings. I could fuck up some onion rings right now, honestly. I really could. That does sound good. Don't tempt me with onion rings. That does sound good. Also, we're probably gonna have ads here soon. Ooh, sorry. I don't like them either. I don't. I really don't. I really, really don't. I don't know what's been going on recently too. I've noticed this. I'm trying not to be like too bothered by it, but I want to at least air something that has been bothering me just cuz it's like it's been ever present to the point that I'm like, what is going on? Like I get it on one hand, but actually on the other I don't. I really don't. Um I've kind of noticed this. Like it feels like there really hasn't been anybody, and I don't know why. Um, Not your fault. I'm glad people are here. Um, but I feel like something has happened to Twitch where Twitch is not showing as much. I know they did like a thing where they're like, we're gonna crack down on bots. I'm like, well, I mean, I guess if that many bots were really watching me, but it didn't feel like it. It's felt, it's definitely felt like it's dropped recently, and I don't know why. And it's really frustrating for me too, because it feels like anytime I've like made some headway, something happens on the back end and it completely fucks everything up. It's really frustrating, trust me. I'm like, God damn. Let me do my thing. Let me do my thing, Twitch, please. Be nice. I don't know. It's definitely felt like things have like dropped. And I'm trying not to think about it because also I'm like I will say like this first and foremost, like when it comes to doing all of this, when it comes to doing streaming and whatever and making things, like ultimately speaking, what matters to me more is that I'm putting it out there and people are getting to see it. So uh may have caught lurkers in the oh my god, guys, what's the fucking point anymore? uh wow. Then that explains everything. Well, that makes me feel better. So if you're lurking right now, know that I appreciate it and that um actually then if we have lurkers and you're not getting counted um anymore, then I don't fucking care. The view count means nothing. It means nothing. It's a nothing metric that Twitch wants you to care about. It actually means nothing. If you're watching right now and you're listening to this, if you're just podcasting in, like, absolutely, I appreciate you. No buts. Like, ugh. I had a feeling. I did have a feeling, Slime, and weirdly, that's reassuring because I'm like, fuck it then. Who cares? I shouldn't care. You're here for one, and anybody who's watching in the background is still here. Except now you're about to get ads. Huzzah! So, yeah, it's true. Well, even flip side, like, kind of my opinion. My opinion now is like, um, I don't even care if people are able to engage or not. Because for me, this is a show. This is a show. It's always going to be a show. It's always been a show. Um, like what matters to me is that people are enjoying what they're watching. You actually don't have to uh uh um engage with chat. Like, or rather the other way around. Chat doesn't have to engage with you. Chat doesn't have to engage with me to be able to do my thing. Which ironically means that now I'm probably having built up a little bit of a having built up a little bit of a rapport as like, you know, you can just put me on, listen to whatever we're doing, kind of podcasty. It's like, yeah, it's not the best use of the platform, but I don't have an alternative as far as I know. And flip side, like we're starting to get into that point in a lot of of media creation in which I can't. I'm like I'm pretty sold. I'm pretty much sold in. I have to kind of dedicate to this to a certain extent. I need to work on the legs a little bit more. I need to move her legs around. They're kind of blending in. In fact, I think I know where I need to move her legs. Her left leg needs to move. Her left leg needs to move. So yeah, like I for one feel that it doesn't really matter me. It doesn't really matter to me. Um Now actually that you know that number doesn't say anything anymore because they've made it impossible to lurk. They have. They've made it a point that the only people who matter for Twitch streaming, for any sort of metric, are going to be people who are who are talking. And it's like, well, it's just not what I do. It's just not. Now, regardless of whether or not I'm doing the right thing or the wrong thing, by continuing to needle into that, it still doesn't change the fact that it's just not. That's not the. That's not who I usually stream for. And even on top of that, and welcome back from ads, to catch up a little bit, is that I understand to a certain extent that like a an element of streaming is being able to engage with your audience and vice versa, the audience to be able to engage with you. Part of the problem that I'm running into now is that I can't I never started with that kind of like in mind because from my perspective I've always had the mindset that if I needed people for the audience itself to interact with me, then I would just get discouraged. And I built a lot of my uh kind of like premise, a lot of my premise in a certain sense off of the idea that for better or for worse, I focus a lot more on being able to make commentary that you don't necessarily have to engage with, uh, and that you can just listen to it or watch it or whatever, and that a lot of it is meant to actually be more for VODs and stuff. Like if you miss a stream, you can go back and still experience the stream and have a good time. That's not to say that we ignore chat, of course. I try to keep up with chat as best as I can. You know me. I just you bad at it. I'm just bad at it sometimes. But uh like there is a part of my original intent with all of this that, I I was doing this for nobody because I just wanted to and because there were like some people who enjoyed or were entertained by what I was doing, but largely speaking I was doing this for nobody. Um and I enjoyed doing it for nobody, I have to admit. Um So the fact that that's just also kind of like, well, you're shooting yourself in the foot. It's like, tell me something new. Tell me something new. Tell me something I don't already do. Um, that's my kind of like conundrum a little bit. And I'm like, I get it. Like, I'm not here to. I'm actually, here to admit, like, I don't set this up for the most success in a lot of ways because a lot of the things I want it to succeed at are not what is working in the modern climate for all of that. It leaves me in a bit of a weird spot regarding it, but it also is like, well, I just don't like wanting to do any of that stuff. Like it's not the thing I enjoy. And if I really started doing it, if I like cuz even like trying to keep up with things like even trying to keep up with things like shorts and stuff, which I do enjoy making. Actually, I do enjoy making the shorts. Anything I do for here or anywhere, I always comes back to I do actually enjoy doing it. But if I don't enjoy doing it, I guess I won't do it, which is a problem. Get that future land. we're gonna get that future lamp. What's that future lamp look like? Like this. There you go. Gotta remember my tool. Make a straight line. Have a tool for that. So yeah, I'm kind of glad I brought that up then, so. Exactly. Yeah. Trust me. That's a motto of this goddamn stream, Slime. That is the goal, the dream. Be like just wanting to share my stuff with the people who want to see it, which was why I appreciate that, you're here and anybody who's watching now who is just lurking, like, it's been a wild ride, no matter what. It has been a wild ass ride. Exactly. I pride myself a little bit on it's been 7 or 8 years and I still haven't given up. I haven't quit. I didn't throw in the towel. I still have my friends helping me work on what we're doing. Like, I haven't stopped doing any of this, and still here and I'm still going. It's a good thing. Well, a lot of my friends are in support of what I do. You know, it's hard. It's hard to make things. It is difficult to make things. I don't think it is any exaggeration to be like it is difficult to make anything. I am. I'm pretty proud of what I have been able to accomplish so far. That's why I'm really looking forward to this live play because I don't know, it's another chance and example to be like it's another opportunity for me to be able to like get a little bit more out there for my writing and stuff and be able to share what like me and my friends do genuinely do and do well. So I hope it goes well. I hope people enjoy it and I hope that it like can be like a bit of a sign or a start of something extra. It's only getting a little bit harder to be able to do this stuff in a statistical sense, I'll put it that way. But it's never going to be, as long as I can still move my goddamn mouth and fingers, it's never going to be hard for me to do this, actually. That's something I really pride myself on, too. This is not difficult for me so much as it's just time consuming, but it's not hard. It's kind of hard. It can be hard. I have a hot take. This stuff can be hard if you actually put a lot of work and effort into it. Some people do just play video games and stream that way. Like, sure, I feel like I put a lot of effort into doing, at least starting to do more research, doing more intensive like projects for stream, doing more intense ideas and concepts for what to do. Um, like this game about to run, like taking on doing more of like even if somewhat somewhat more unprofessional or amateur, like being able to make Path of Titans have more of like an education side to it by having it be genuinely about like, hey, let's talk about animals and dinosaurs and stuff. and geology and stuff. Like I feel like I put a lot of work into this stuff, right? Like more so than just, yeah, let's just chill out and do a little drawing. No, I usually am clearly always talking about something or trying to keep a topic going or trying to analyze or discuss something. Um, that's something that I really enjoy doing. And always, this is important for me anyways to clarify, is like always from the standpoint that, I'm neither always right nor am I wanting to talk about something to be corrected, of course. Though granted, I feel like if, at this point, if anybody did that, I would be like, sure. That's all you have to do because that's the way it goes. It's how people are gonna talk. That's fine. I'm proud. I'm proud of where I've gotten, what I'm doing, what I've done. The irony is even if Twitch is like being like you need to have a community or you need to have engagement is the most important thing. It's like I don't know. I feel pretty proud that like people don't have to engage to enjoy watching this. I think that's something that is good. I don't think everybody needs to be able to engage to be able to enjoy watching something, especially even if it's live form content like this. Sometimes it's nice to just be able to vibe out, to lurk in the background, just have somebody do their thing. That's why I'm so incessant that this is not a for me this is about an opportunity for me to be able to share and discuss things. And ironically, I now really enjoy, like, I was still kind of me with this one, by the way, until now. I'm like, oh yeah, this is coming along nice. First off. Hello, Silos. Welcome. Welcome to drawing this person. This person who came out really good, actually. I think this has like just been a fun setting life drawing. Like I think this is a really good drawing that I'm definitely going to use in the game. Like I think this will appear in session 1 actually, for a specific character that I have in mind. But this came out really good. No, we were just having a discussion though over Twitch being whack. Twitch is being whack. Twitch is always being whack though. In all honesty, at this point, Twitch is always being whack. That I've learned. And with that in mind, I'm like, screw it. Screw it. I still maintain, whether this is the right mindset to have or not, I do this to do it the way that I enjoy doing it, not because it needs to be done the way that is correct even by Twitch's standards. Don't do this for you, Twitch. No, believe it or not. Do this because I want to. I know. Believable. Try something here. That. That. You'll see. Just adding a little bit of texture to everything. Go super thick. Half. Kind of like that. See how I'm following the lines? Yeah. I really liked how this came out. This came out really good. She has a patch. Hold on. I need to look this up. I wrote it down somewhere. She does have a patch. What's funny is this is not what I thought I was gonna like end up working on today. But I'm glad we did. I'm honestly glad this is what I ended up set. Like, I'm glad I crashed out on that other drawing. I was like, this is not working. Sometimes you just have that. Sometimes you're just like, nope. Don't know why, but this is not working. You know what? It's for the best. This came out way better. This came out way better and feels like way more of something like what I want to do more is like I just don't worry. Like if I do something really specific. Well, see, that's if they're Android. This is not Android. She is not Android. This is just a person. This is specifically a captain. This is going to be a captain character. Man, I was rolling stats last night, and I still kept it kind of semi-random, and it just kind of worked out this way. It was like I was working on characters, I was writing up characters, and I somehow managed to make a sort of like captain-esque character who had like pretty good like rounded stats. And then I made a GI, like essentially a combat character, who's like a security officer, and he rolled practically minimum. He rolled three. He rolled three for his stat modifier on both of his rolls. And I was like, how does this guy have worse combat than the captain? And I was like, well, I know what he's gonna be. It's incredible. Oh, nice. Yeah, do it. Something that Shauna actually complimented me on is that when I did session 0, I also had like a reference picture. I used the picture of the shuttle in deep space. And he told me, he was honest. He was like, I thought that was from the book. I did not know you drew that. I was like, oh, I found my look. And I do. I think that this looks really, really good. Like, I've really enjoyed drawing this way. How did I ever just see something and realize, how did that happen? When did I make another layer? There we go. Oh, I know that feeling. Trust me, I know that feeling. It's just like, I would like to work on this more, but my eyes and head hurt. And you're like, great. Honestly, one of the things I want to accomplish with this character is like, I do not want her to look old. I don't think she looks old. Did kind of give her grandma glasses, though. I need to make her glasses maybe a little bit bigger. Not my fault I gave her grandma. Well, I mean, I was the one drawing her. I guess it's my fault I gave her grandma glasses. I did not mean to give her grandma glasses and a grandma haircut, and I didn't mean to make her look like a grandma. Here, I should darken up her hair. That would help. Don't look at me like that. Sexy glasses, though. Hey, if they look like sexy glasses, I'm happy. One of the things I want to establish is that, like, the hair in the back, a little bit darker than the hair. This little bit. And I really like how this came out. Holy shit, this came out good. God damn, this this drawing came out really, really good. How did I go from, man, I feel like I can't do this, to, wow, this came out absolutely the best it possibly could. Damn. I really am just like, fuck, that came out good. A little curious which signature is gonna look better. Probably the black. Just had to push through. You right. You right. It happens. It happens to the best of us. I'm also really settling for this, like, this procedure now where I'm like, I do less like character art. Like I do less like diorama art, or I do more diorama art. I do a lot less like let's just draw a figure. I think moving forward that's what I'm going to do more of, is like draw a character doing something to like kind of characterize them, to like get you an idea, and I want it to feel like that, like a photograph. I want it to feel like a photograph or something that was like captured of that person, like just being in the setting, in the space. So, yeah, that's good. Uh, should probably then I will because like well, first off, let me look up that patch. I got distracted. I don't even know why I got distracted, but I got distracted. I have so many. I have so many notes. I have so many notepad notes that I'm gonna have to start condensing them. I think, or making like shortcuts to be like, hey, these are your notes for if you don't need specific information. Oh, right. This is her patch, everyone. I totally forgot this was her patch. This is actually gonna be kind of funny. I shit you not. I randomly rolled this. This is what her patch actually says. See if I can do this way. Like just a dash here. Which is great because what I'm kind of doing with her character is she does not want to be here. Can you guys read that? Can you read that what it says? Right, ladies and gentlemen, she got the she got the foo bar patch, which is honestly hysterical. That I was like, because that's the thing about this is one of the things that it does do that the setting does do, or that the system does that I do enjoy. It's like a fun little like it's a way to like give because like it even came up during character creation where one of my players was actually having a hard time figuring out what their character should be because I got a wild patch and the patches are not meant to be anything but like a way to kind of like give yourself a little bit more inspiration, right? Like on how to um characterize this person that you're playing. And Sean got one that he was really struggling with it, and we had to like discuss it and figure out like actually how can we get this to work. And then this person got fucking foobar. This is not a player character, by the way. This is not a player character. Is that clear? Does that all come through? Incredible. That patch looks amazing. of like that dark line. I'm glad. I'm glad that that is what her her patch was foobar. Looks great. Well, it'll suck. It'll suck when she dies because I don't know. I'm like I can tell how lethal this system is, and I'm worried that I'm just gonna accidentally kill everybody in the first fucking encounter, which I don't necessarily want to do. I come on now. Even though the game is meant to be very lethal, I want my characters to suffer a little bit for character development. I don't want to kill them immediately. I want them to have character development first, and then they can die. I like how this character came out though. She looks great. I think what I'm gonna do actually go this and no, like this. Yeah, bit more shadow. Uh-oh, he's here. He saw that there was something in my lap and he went, "That can't be it. That's that's a lap for me." Here he is. My cat is one of those cats that when he like jumps in or on to me, he has to do it in the most panicked way possible. So he makes a noise, he he uh he bolts and jumps himself into my lap. He can't do it quietly. He has to do it in a frenzy of panic because he is a cat. Yeah, I really like how this character came out though. She's looking really really good. Real fast. Down. There, that's better. Let's make it clear. She's not old, she's tired. Actually, if I really want to sell that effect, I'm going to do a shade. Go up to about that. Be smaller. Okay, maybe not that tired, but definitely something along those lines. Maybe more like this. Yeah, that's better. I'm really proud. I honestly, yeah. Like I'm glad I pushed through. I'm glad I pushed through. This came out to be just a really good drawing. This came out to be like just a really fun drawing. Oh, should draw this detail. A semi-important detail. Gotta get the tire valve, pressure valve. It's an important thing. It's an important part of the suit. Oh, whoops. Did have that, didn't I? We'll say that, and then she'll have. You know what? Let's try something. Something like this. Do like just like a little opal. You do like an opal. I was I was thinking of like something kind of like cheesy. I was thinking of something cheesy like that. I kind of like that actually. How do we feel about the heart and its placement? I like that actually. Excuse me? Why? Why I did that? I don't know. I like being able to do stuff like this, so I was wanting a like just like little thing for the character anyways. So having this kind of like cheesy heart necklace, I like that. I still can't get over that foobar patch. It's really funny. Yeah, I like this idea though that like it feels like a lot of the supplementary visual media like material, it feels like somebody took like a picture of it. It's something that I think is going to work really well into the aesthetic of the game too. Plus, I think my friends will just really like it. I think it'll also work better than the original idea and the original aesthetic that I had. Like, I think this works better because it gives you what you need for theater of the mind. Like, now you know this person you're talking to. You know what they look like. You have an idea of maybe what they're like generally. But you can like treat it like a memory now, right? You can treat it like what a picture provides, you know, in real life is a look at somebody from either a time that's in or out of context now. Like, it's no longer in context, but you can look at it because you can remember them as they were. And I want to lean into that. I think that's something that I can really, really utilize in this game. Like, that kind of thought process. Because this is the thing. This is the thing. My players being awesome players, whilst I'm like, you know, I would still like it to probably be have a little bit more of a sense of humor with like things like the good joke that I played on my friends, and having it have moments of maybe more levity than the original game did. My players are still like, we know you, Isaac. We hear you, Isaac. We're still down to have exploration of a bad time a little bit. I'm like, okay, fair enough. I'm down for that. Um, and uh, I bring all that up because I feel like one of the things I really enjoyed this time around um, is that I'm going to be needling in on a lot more science fiction this time around, especially because I won't lie, I've been playing. We played a lot of really, really good science fiction recently. We played Starflight, we played Outer Wilds, we're playing Valhalla now. I actually recently just binged. I'm not gonna lie, I binged Scavenger's Reign, which is really really good by the way. If you haven't seen Scavenger's Reign out there, definitely check it out. It's very very good. Recommendation by James. To which, yes, James, you were correct all along. That show is made for me. It's very very good. Um, but I like this idea of like needling in more human condition stuff like that. Of like, what's it mean to have to like try to like manage your memories and stuff? Because memory is actually going to be a part of the science fiction after a certain point. There's going to be an analysis of memory in a very certain way that I'm going to try to lean into, that I'm going to try to operate around, and make something out of. Uh, that makes sense. Really, what that is, all that really means is that I'm gonna do some interesting stuff with the concept of data and memory after at a certain point. And hopefully, players can interact with that. So I think like using photos and like photographs, using this to like give the impression of a photograph is like really good for the aesthetic of the game. I think it's going to match the aesthetic of the game a lot to do it that way. Because what is more perfect? What is more a more perfect way to capture an idea or a memory than to take a picture of it, right? I think I want to like lean into that even as the game goes on. I just put some stuff in the background. A paint. Show that this is like on the ship. I don't know what's in that box. It's her emergency box. It's her emergency box. Yeah, I like this aesthetic too a lot. I think this aesthetic is up my alley, and I think it's exactly what I want for the game. Yeah, I like that. Also, just this is a hairstyle I've never like drawn before. Really, I really like how her hair came out. Her hair came out really, really well. Does it make sense? It doesn't have to. It's my fucking hair. There we go. How big do I want to make this chair back? I guess I want to make the chair back. I want to make the chair back a little bit bigger. Hmm. A little bit more bigger. Darker, darker, darker. There we go. I had a second. I was like, do I put... No. This character does not have a ring. I thought about it. I was like, do I give this character a ring? I do not think I give her a ring. If I give her a ring, it's definitely not the ring. It's definitely not the ring. Or is it the ring? No, I'm not gonna give her a ring. I thought about it though. I was like, do I put this person in an upsetting state? And I'm like, no, I think enough with the I think the heart is enough. I don't think I have to give her more. Could give her a college ring. She didn't go to college. Or an engineering ring. Give her the captain's ring. Whatever the fuck that is. I do want to give her like a captain's insignia or something. Or I'll give her... to commemorate a captain. I'll say that this is a captain's insignia for the thing that she works for. This denotes her as a captain. Badminton. Badminton. Yeah. Oops. Time. Hydrate. Woo. Calm down. You're about to call it. I'm about to call it. Oh, we're about to hit our 3-hour mark. Probably do an ad, then I'll go a little bit longer. I'm glad I did this. This came out great. This came out fantastic, actually. I truly was not anticipating that this is what I was going to work on today, but here we are. Sometimes I surprise myself. Sometimes not even I know what I'm gonna fucking do. A real wild card like that. I am very happy with this one as well. This one came out great. This is kind of the more important picture that I needed to get done. I think this is the more important thing to have gotten done. Um, it certainly is the most important thing for the players to see probably next. Aside from another thing I could draw, I guess. I kind of have an idea about. I kind of have an idea for. I'm trying to rile up my cat, and I have done so successfully. I'm sorry, cat and lap. I'm going to squish and squibble him. It's what the cat is there for, is to be fucked with. Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! I was surprised. Here, I'm like, this is almost important enough to do it now. Maybe I do it now. Oh, now we're about to. You know what? This is important enough that I should probably call the stream now. So, I gotta go do a thing. I gotta go do a thing, guys. It is important, though. It is important, though. It's good and it's important. It makes me happy. did happen 2.5 hours ago. Oh no. Well, it's fine. I'm sure they'll be like, okay. I'm sorry, I was working on art. I was working on art. I was working on art. Well, I think we're gonna call it there though, everybody. I'm not even gonna let it. I'm not even gonna let it do its thing. I'm just gonna call it here. So, I'll make sure to stop the ads. So, thanks for joining, everybody. We're gonna do one more thing before we go, as always. Always, before the end of every stream, I'm going to generate an image. How do you do that, you might ask? Well, you can type in chat. Whatever chat says, I'll use as a reference. And then I open up Paint, and then I have to draw it in Paint. If you want to participate, all you gotta do is type in chat, whatever chat says, I'll use. And then I'll make that picture and then share it before we raid out. Uh-oh. Picked a bad time to do this. So, God damn it. Every time I do this, I always forget my mouse. I don't know why I forget my mouse out of all of those things. Careful. Ugh. There we go. All right. But good shit. I'm still surprised this one came out so quick too. God damn. It truly was astounding how quickly I busted out this one. It looks good. I like the way that both of them came out. All right. Let's see. Flying to Saturn's space station. Actually, seeing sitting in a lounge chair and seeing Saturn's space station out of the window. Yeah, I'll go ahead and try to draw that with my mouse, no less. Boy, that's gonna fucking suck. Boy, a part of me is like, do I move it over? No, I'm not a coward. I'm not a coward. I'm not a coward. I can do this. There it is. Saturn. Space station. I sit in my lounge chair. Like a 2-year-old. What the heck? What is this? What is this look that I've drawn? I, I, it is. All right. Well, stick around to the very end to see that. I also do a bit of a closing bit. We do raid at the end of every stream, so that way the vampires in our chat can keep watching.